Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Destiny. I am Death from Above. Today, I have a Legendary Max video for you on the Soulstealer's Claw. The Soulstealer's Claw is the legendary auto rifle from... It's the Prison of Elders quote-unquote legendary auto rifle that you get from leveling up Variks. So anytime you level up Variks, his rep, you get a new weapon. And I got the Soulstealer's Claw from Variks a couple days ago, and I was like, oh cool, a gun. And then I used it, I was like, oh wait a minute. This gun could be amazing. Now, my specific version may not be amazing, but this gun could be amazing. So let's talk about the Legendary Max videos I do. What I do is I take a gun in Destiny, a legendary weapon, sometimes an exotic weapon, doesn't always have to be a legendary. I take a look at it, I look at the stats, I take a look at the flavor text, and then I will take a look at the talents on my version. We'll get into some PvE gameplay and some PvP gameplay, and we'll talk about performance, give my thoughts, give some pros and cons kind of overall. And then I'll put a fake score on it, just this off the top of my head. So, if you're down for all that, let's get started. So, let's talk about the Soulstealer's Claw. The flavor text on the Soulstealer's Claw reads, "The claws dig deep, the pain is unrelenting." No real... Usually I'll look up the name or look up the flavor text if there seems like there's a cool story. It just seems like this is about a claw digging in and stealing your soul. So I don't know that it really needs much explanation. But let's get into the stats, because I was kind of interested in this gun. Now this is a high rate of fire, low impact gun, just like the Doctrine of Passing. So if we pull up the stats from Planet Destiny, you see that the rate of fire, impact, range, stability, reload, they're all like the Doctrine of Passing. I'm going to put the Doctrine of Passing up next to it too, so you can see it's very similar. But the Soulstealer's Claw's range is greater, and range on a gun means a lot of different things. It doesn't just mean this is how far away you can hit something. It means here's your damage fall off, here's your critical hit box, here's your regular hit box, here's all these things that go into the range stat. So having a greater range stat than the Doctrine of Passing is actually a big deal, and it's significantly larger. That's like a 40% larger range stat. Stability is worse though, and reload is worse. I'm not really concerned about the reload. The stability is a problem. This is a gun you have to have counterbalance on. If you do not have counterbalance on this gun, you're gonna have a hard time with it. So you definitely want to have counterbalance. So aim assist on the Soulstealer's Claw is greater than the Doctrine of Passing, but on a primary, that's not that big a deal. Equip speed is a little bit slower, recoil direction is a little bit worse, but other than that, it's very comparable to the Doctrine of Passing, and I think in the stats that count, it might be a little bit better. So if you drop one of these with counterbalance, I want to know about it, and I want to see some gameplay footage. I want to know if you think it's better than the Doctrine of Passing or not, because I think it has the possibility to be better than the Doctrine of Passing. And I think the Doctrine of Passing is still #1 in the meta. So, how do you feel about that? But anyway, let's take a look at my version. So mine has the red dot OES sight. Oh, excuse me, hold on. I have the white chroma on mine. You can't. I don't like how you can't turn it on off. I want to be able to toggle it on and off, but it's just on. I have white chroma. Looks kind of alright. I would prefer red, but at the time I didn't have any chroma other than white, so I put it on there. But it has the red dot OES sight. That's a pretty good sight. I like it. I like having the... you need more stability on this gun, so I'm doing everything I can to put stability on it. So I put the red dot on there. But let me show you what I got on mine. Send It, which effectively triples the range. Oh my gosh, it triples the range to have Send It on there. If I had Send It and counterbalance right here, this gun would be my go-to weapon all the time. But I've got Send It, Injection Mold, which does improve the stability, but I think it gives you such a hit to range. I would rather use Send It and just fight the recoil. So then I have Lightweight, Glass Half Full, and Feeding Frenzy. Both of these right here are really, really solid. Glass Half Full and Feeding Frenzy. I like them both. I usually leave it on Glass Half Full just to get those extra damage numbers in there. Reload's not really a problem on this gun. But Lightweight's cool. I would prefer to have something else, but I've got Lightweight on this one. So let's get into some PvP and PvE gameplay. So in PvE, it's a solid gun. I really enjoy it. PvE is a lot simpler because you don't have to go for that headshot every time, or if you do, you have a little bit more time to correct or time to correct your mistakes or get on target. So PvE, I really like it. I like the high rate of fire auto rifles. One thing I will note, the muzzle flash on this is a little hard to get around, but it's not as bad as the Arminius D. So this one's got some muzzle flash, but you can see past it. Arminius D, you can't see past that muzzle flash if you use like a scope that's a rifle scope or something. This one's not as bad. Really liked it in PvE. It melts things just like the Doctrine, just like the Arminius, and they melt away, I feel like, a little bit quicker. I can't be sure, but I feel like they do. Pros and cons, it's an auto rifle, it's a high rate of fire, so it's not going to do that heavy damage, but it will do very fast damage. So each bullet doesn't have a lot of punch, so you're not going to be knocking targets back, but you are going to be taking their health down very quickly. I think it's an auto rifle is a good all-around gun. You can use it anywhere and be happy. Now the precision kills are going to be a little harder with this, unless you have amazing stability on yours. So if you're in Challenge of Elders trying to get those precision kill bonuses, you're gonna have trouble with this one. I would go with a hand cannon over this. But PvE, I'd give it a solid B. Definitely a solid B. PvP gameplay. So if we get into some PvP thoughts and feels, it's pretty dang good in PvP. I think it could be top of the meta if you have one with counterbalance. Oh my gosh, if you get one with counterbalance and hand laid stock or counterbalance and brace frame, I don't know that this one can drop with brace frame, but if you get one with counterbalance and hand laid stock, I want to see your videos because this gun looks to be wonderful, just absolutely wonderful. So it's right up there with the Doctrine. So take anything you could say about the Doctrine of Passing, apply it to this gun in PvP. It's a very enjoyable gun to use in PvP. Mine doesn't have the stability, but I still find myself liking to use it. When I get that on a target, especially the head, they melt away so fast. It's ridiculous. The damage fall off with mine with Send It is very far out. Like the problem is not the damage fall off. The problem then becomes the stability, is I can't hit something from range because the stability is too bad on mine. But like I said, if you have one with counterbalance and hand laid stock or just counterbalance, you'll be mopping up with this thing. As far as damage numbers go, it does the regular 13 to the body, 16 to the head. Low numbers, but high rate of fire. So you take them out quick. You just watch the health bar just literally fall away. So PvP, it's very solid. I usually aim center mass and then work my way up to the head. I find that once I get on target, I can stay on target with it even without counterbalance. But it gets hard trying to get there first because you got to kind of fight the recoil. Because if you're correcting your aim while you're pulling the trigger, it's very difficult to get on target. But if you're already on target, all you got to do is keep it where it is. It seems to be much easier to stay on target than it is to get on target while firing. So I would recommend get on target and then fire. Or if you want to use this as a suppressive weapon, just pre-fire everything. You got the bullets to do it. So PvP, I'm going to give it a B+. If it had counterbalance, I would give it an A-. If it had counterbalance and hand laid stock, I would give it an A. So it's really about the stability on this gun. But overall thoughts on the weapon, one of my favorite guns so far since the April update. It has the possibility, if I get a better version, to be favorite gun in the game so far, because I really like the Arminius D. I don't care for the Doctrine of Passing, but it might just be I haven't gotten a good one yet. But what do you guys think about the Soulstealer's Claw? Do you have one? Did you pick one up yet? Are you just now hearing about it? So let me know in the comments, guys. I'll be interested to know. But I'm going to get out of here. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I say it every time, and I mean it every time. And I'm Death from Above, and I will see you later, guys. See you, bye.